Alright guys, today we're gonna look at the
China
history
is a
of
country in
China.
Asia and it's huge. The Yellow River Valley is a great place to live, except floods keep
destroying everything.
Yeah, back in the
the
days,
engineer stops the flooding.
the flood is actually very terrible and it's like higher than human. If flood's coming in, everyone's dying. That's why they make him the
So
emperor.
they make him king, and he starts the Xia dynasty. After a few kings, things go downhill.
Go down.
So a new tribe
Yeah.
takes over. It's the Shang dynasty.
Shang.
They use bones to talk to their ancestors and record their conversations.
Okay, by the way, do you know that Chinese language actually came from this wording or symbols that they put it on bones? You can actually trace back to the words that they used previously, and they're using some of the word right now too.
Using a fancy new language. After a few kings, things go
Going down
downhill.
again.
So a new tribe takes over. Wait, why?
Okay, Zhou. Zhou dynasty is a very interesting one because I want to talk about the Zhou dynasty in the future, like a separate video. Because during the Zhou dynasty, the emperor and the king itself are mostly carnivore. It means they literally eat other human being for food. So this is actually a dark history of China that I want to do it separately.
Should we consider you the legitimate rulers, people ask? Because we have the
Mandate of heaven.
If you're a good ruler, heaven supports you, and life is great for everyone. If you're a bad ruler, heaven
Yeah.
gets angry with you, and life is bad for everyone.
Yes. This is literally what I say they are carnivores because they are, back in the days, they actually give human as a gift to God, where they actually burn a human or they just use human as a token of appreciation for God. And because of that, they thought God actually liked to eat human. And so they also want to become God. They also want to like learn what God did. So they start to eat human as well.
And they're allowed to have rebellions. If someone overthrows you, then heaven must be on their side. Seems legit. Everything's going great, then the king exiles his wife to pick up a new girl, and his wife's dad is angry and revolts,
Oh, no.
destroys the capital, and kills the king.
Sounds like you lost the mandate of heaven.
And now China's broken. Now that there's no one in charge, everyone starts coming up with new ideas, including Taoism, Confucianism, and legalism.
Yo,
Sun Tzu
Confucianism.
just figured out how to fight wars properly and wrote a whole book about it. So everyone goes to war. The king of Qin conquers more and more of China until he unites it all. This isn't a kingdom, it's an empire, which makes him the first
Emperor of China.
Yeah.
standardize all the things. Language, standardize.
Wait, when they say language standardized, it literally means that the emperor of Qing dynasty, they ask their soldier to kill all the teacher, where there's no more knowledge about other language. That's how they standardize the language itself. So they just remain one or two teacher that knows one language. That's how they standardize.
Currency,
Just to let you know.
standardized. Weights and measurements, standardized. He runs the country based on legalism, which means strict laws with harsh punishments. If you break the law, then no worries. The government will just kill you, your parents, grandparents, children, grandchildren, siblings, uncles, aunts, and cousins.
Yeah, I want to stop here also. Like they literally call it 诛九族. It means that they will kill, like, if you are going to death sentence, 9 layers of your relationship is gonna go to death sentence as well. It's like you, your cousin, your cousin, cousins, cousin, so on and so far until you have 9 layers. Literally, the whole entire family tree has to go to execution, like with you at the same time.
And cousins. Don't like legalism? Get purged. He builds a wall to keep out barbarians. One day, it's going to be a great wall. He really doesn't want to die, so he looks for the secret to immortality. But just
Okay, this one I also want to talk about it. I know there's just a lot of things I want to talk about because that's a conspiracy theory where the emperor of Qing dynasty actually led a lot of his men to go out and search for the elixir potion. So, which is something you can imagine like the Full Metal Alchemist, where it's an anime where they actually have this some sort of elixir or stone that keeps you immortality. So there is a saying that they actually found the immortality potion, which is elixir, but they keep it for themselves to use. Imagine that if you have that elixir, why don't you keep it yourself? Or the other saying is that they already have that elixir, they just did not pass it to the emperor yet. So one day in the future, they're gonna pass it to the emperor. of Qing dynasty, and they will somehow revive
Just
him.
in case he dies, he builds a gigantic tomb with a whole army to defend him in the afterlife. Then he drinks an immortality potion and dies.
And-
Now there's a rebellion. Some random peasant is transporting prisoners and some of them escape. The penalty for letting a prisoner escape is death. So he can either go back to get his death sentence
Or kill the
join
emperor.
rebellion and overthrow the emperor. So he frees all the prisoners, joins the rebellion, and overthrows the emperor. And then he reunites all of China and starts a new dynasty. Now that
Han
China
dynasty,
is stable
okay.
again, people start inventing things like paper, a compass,
Paper,
an
compass,
earthquake detector,
Earthquake
and a
detector.
wheelbarrow. Then they
I think that's the four greatest invention of China is paper, compass, earthquake detector. I don't think that was it. That's four top invention, the greatest invention of China. I know one of it is firework. That's where the
conquer
US get the
Vietnam, and they're
gunpowder from.
tired of
It's from
having
China.
Sad, lame, weak, pathetic, useless horses. So they fight a war to get better horses. Then they beat the barbarians and establish a new protectorate. Anyone want silk? Yes, says the entire planet. So they build a road to the outside world.
Okay.
Legalism sucks. Let's make Confucianism the foundation of government instead.
The eunuchs have taken over the government.
And the peasants think the government is too corrupt, so they put on yellow hats and start a rebellion. And now China's broken again. Don't worry, happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I know.
Just kidding.
Some things
In the
is
middle
go
of this
back
chaos,
and
everyone
have-
turns to a
Okay, this one I want to stop for a while. Notice this road map over here. This is actually the reference where they create the novel of Journey to the West, which that's a monk, and they bring the Monkey King, and that's a pig, and also that's another. I don't know how to explain it, but the story of Journey to the West is referenced on this Silk Road over here, where the monk actually went all the way to India based on this roadmap over here and get all the knowledge about the Buddhism and came back with all the knowledge.
hot new religion that traveled up the Silk Road from India.
Everybody loves Buddhism.
People make temples, statues, paintings, and books. The Sui dynasty reunites China. They build a grand canal to connect the empire, and they extend the Great Wall. Then they invade Vietnam, which goes well. Then they invade Korea and fail, and invade Korea and fail, and
Oh.
invade Korea and fail,
Why?
and invade Korea and fail. The people get tired of this,
Okay.
so they overthrow the emperor.
didn't know that.
It's time for the
Tang Dynasty.
and they invade Korea and succeed. Hold up, the new emperor is a woman. Is that even allowed? It's not allowed.
Yes,
Now that
the only emperor, the woman emperor
things are
of
stable
China.
again, there's a golden age of art and literature. People write stories, poetry, history, encyclopedias. Feeling thirsty? Have a cup of tea. Everyone's drinking it. Want to read a book? We can print things now. Surprise! There's a rebellion, but the Tang dynasty survives by
Eating each other to stay alive.
Oh my god, okay,
Need
I don't know if I mistake the cannibal history, but this is also one of the cannibal history. I think this is because they are so poor that they don't have any food to eat, so they start eating each other.
steal from the Buddhists. The peasants are dying from drought and famine.
Sounds like you lost the mandate of heaven.
And now China's broken again. Need money? Steal from the Buddhists.
Time to reunite all of China.
Almost.
Yeah.
Guess we'll have to share it this time. Now we're so rich we have the best economy in the world. The population increases a ton. People invent new technology like paper money, gunpowder, and better
Yes.
printing. There's new paintings. pottery,
Printer, yes, printer is one of the invention. Gunpowder, yes, shout out to
poetry,
gunpowder.
plays, and puppet shows. The government builds retirement homes, public hospitals, and a postal service. Want a place to
Okay.
relax? Try going to the tea house. Need friends?
Yes.
Let's join the exotic food club. Want to play Go?
What?
Let's do
They
it
have
after
food
the
club?
fireworks show. There's a new dynasty in the north, and they would like to conquer all of China. So they go to war. Meanwhile, in the middle of nowhere, Genghis Khan just decided to
Take
Yes.
over the world.
the
So you Genghis Khan was the goat that actually invaded and also take most of the biggest amount of country back in the history. I think
Song
it's
dynasty allies
not
with the
just
Mongols
China.
to fight the Jin, and they win. Then the Mongols attack the Song, and Genghis Khan's
Okay,
grandson
it's
declares
bigger than
himself
this. I think
Emperor of
it's
China. Hey Japan,
Yuan,
you suck,
okay.
says China. No, you, says Japan. So they send troops to invade Japan, but get killed by the wind. Then
Yeah.
they send an even
I
stronger
think they get killed by
army and have
tornado.
a nice time fighting the Japanese, but get killed by the wind.
Japan has a easy lucky win over here.
Some European guy visits China, lives there for a while, and
Yes,
writes
Marco
a book
Polo.
about how great it is. Then everything gets bad. There's drought, famine, plague.
Sounds like you lost the mandate of heaven.
So some peasants put on red hats and overthrow the emperor. The Ming build one of the most powerful navies in the world and make some voyages to let everyone know how rich China
Yes, I think in 唐宋元明清. Yeah, I almost
Yes.
in this
Whoa,
dynasty,
China's rich. And then
where they
dismantle
start
the Navy and
sailing.
forget it
China
ever
actually
happened.
starts
They
sailing.
build a fancy new palace in a city you're not allowed to visit, and they make the wall great again. Art and literature.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to this part. I want to tell you a
China's
history of
rich.
my country as well. I live in Malaysia, which is this small potato over here. If you can see that my mouse is moving over here, it's not the same timing. But my ancestor actually came from there, all the way from China when they start sailing all around the places where my ancestor just stopped at Malaysia, which makes me the fourth generation Malaysian. And yeah, my ancestor is coming from China.
And then they dismantle the Navy and forget it ever happened. They build a fancy new palace in a city you're not allowed to visit, and they make the wall great again. Art
Okay.
and literature are booming. Look at those Ming vases. The Portuguese would like to build a trading post, so China lends them some land. The emperor doesn't feel like being emperor anymore, so he goes on strike. Then there are famines, floods, an epidemic, and a giant earthquake.
Sounds
Oh
like
my
you
God.
lost the mandate of heaven.
Some barbarians from the north take over.
It's the Qing.
And now everyone has to get this new haircut or die.
Yeah. This is the most important haircut that they have. This is their identity. If you cut away their hair, I swear to God, they will beat your ass off because they're so proud of this haircut for I don't know what reason it is.
Haircut or die. China expands, the population booms, and everything's going great. Hi, it's the Europeans, and we want better trade relationships. Fine, you can trade, but you'll have to do it right here. The British are selling opium, and now everyone's addicted. So
Yeah. Back, do you know that how British and other country actually invaded China? They just get everyone high and they just get an easy win.
So China
And back,
seizes all the opium.
and by the way, back in the days they have guns. China don't have
Choice.
guns. China just have Chinese kung fu.
Problem solved. Knock knock. It's the British with huge boats, with guns.
Yeah, guns.
Legalize drugs. Stop having drugs be illegal. No, says China.
Legalized drug. That's
I mean,
very
yes,
British.
says China, and they sign an unequal treaty. Now they have to open up 5 ports to foreign countries, give away Hong Kong to the British, and pay the British back for all the drugs they lost. Good day, I am the brother of
Jesus Christ.
What?
and it's time to overthrow the Qing and create heaven on earth, says some guy causing the deadliest civil war of all time. Now the Qing is weak and everyone knows it. Hi, it's France. We own Vietnam now. Hi, it's Japan. We own Korea and Taiwan now. Some
Okay.
peasants are tired of all this foreign influence, so they rise up and attack the foreigners. And
Oh,
then
this is the 1899.
entire
Okay,
world
this is
invades
more
China to
clear
defend
to
their
the modern
citizens.
world.
The Qing dynasty weighing their
Yeah, this woman over here, it's called Empress. What does it called? I think it's called 慈禧太后, where she actually start the war with 7 English country at the same time. I think it's Italy, America, British, and all France and all the other country. I don't know where she get all the confidence from, and people have guns, and you know what? I'm gonna fight people who have guns and big boats and cannon, and I just gonna use our Chinese kung
options
fu. I don't know. I don't
thinks
understand.
really, really hard about what to do next, and decides to declare war on the entire world.
Yeah, that's what I say.
They lose, and then people revolt and create a
Democracy.
called the Republic of China.
Yeah.
The Qing dynasty is technically still around, and the new government doesn't have a military, so they
Yep.
ask a guy from the previous governments to overthrow the emperor in exchange for becoming president, and he does it and becomes president. Then he assassinates the democratically elected leader, dissolves the government, and declares himself the new emperor of China. And everyone gets so angry that
China breaks again.
there's
Oh, I didn't know.
technically still
Oh,
a
yeah,
government,
yes, I
but
know this part.
territories are ruled by warlords. The Nationalist
Yeah.
Party is
That was the time that's no government. As long you have guns and army, you can declare yourself as king. I mean, which is
reformed, and
what
want
they
to
do
unify
before.
China. The Communist Party is formed and they also want to unify China. Why don't we do it together? So they team up to reunite China. And then the nationalists betray the communists, and now there's a civil war. The nationalists overthrow the government and reunify a piece of China. Then they go back to fighting the communists, and they're winning. But the communists make a really long march to safety so they can regroup. Breaking news, Japan is invading China. They take over Manchuria, where they set up
Okay.
a puppet government. The nationalists want to stop Japan from invading invading China. The communists also want to stop Japan from invading China, so they team up again. Because it worked so well the last time, World War II is over and China gets back all the land Japan stole, including Taiwan. And now we can
That's
go back
a lot
to
of
civil
lot of
war.
land.
Communists are winning, and the nationalists are on the run. They retreat to Taiwan and make Taipei the new capital of the Republic of China.
Oh,
The
okay, I
communists
didn't know
take
the
mainland
history
and
of that
declare it
part.
the People's Republic of China. And then they try to industrialize in one great leap. The economy booms and China gets rich and lifts hundreds of millions out of poverty. I'm sure the economy will go up and up forever.
Alright, I guess that's the history of China. I hope you like it. Subscribe. Bye.